Patton Sports Videocast is brought to you by Snap Laces. Snap Laces' elite lacing system was designed for world-class athletes. They come in hundreds of color combinations so you can perform well and look great at the same time. Buy a set online today by clicking through the top image on mopattonsports.com. LT360 is a health and weight loss company based in Brentwood, led by Coach Scott Oatsvall and Brent High. They have helped more than 700 clients in the last year get healthy, lose weight, and feel better with an all-natural program and simple approach to exercise and nutrition. LT360 offers free health and wellness seminars each week. For more information, visit their website at lt360.com or call them at 615-312-8244. Taziki's Mediterranean Cafe, Nashville's answer to fast, friendly, healthy comfort food. With a menu featuring assorted grilled meats, fresh veggies, and a dash of inspiration, Taziki's casual dining is perfect for lunch, before a movie, or a dinner featuring laughter and great memories. Originality is our nationality. With 7 Middle Tennessee locations, one of them is near you. Check www.tazikiscafe.com to select your nearest location and next favorite dish. I want to welcome everybody to Patton Sports Videocast. I'm Maurice Patton, along with Jack Nunley here, our resident spring sports. I'm not going to call him an expert like folks have called me on some other videos, but our spring sports analyst. And we're out here at Ensworth. In a few minutes, we're going to talk with the softball coach over here, Josh Zettergren, and the baseball coach, Jason Maxwell. But before we get to those guys, just want to talk a little bit about upcoming stuff here, and a big deal over in Murfreesboro and points outside is the Warrior Spring Classic. They've got a huge baseball, and it's not really a tournament because they're not going to name a champion, but they've got about almost 40 teams coming from points north pretty much, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, but they've also got some teams coming up from Alabama, and a bunch of teams here locally that are going to be playing at like 10 different spots around Murfreesboro. Most of the Murfreesboro area schools will be hosting games, along with Mount Juliet and Shelbyville and Middle Tennessee Christian, I think. But most of the Rutherford County schools are going to be hosting a few games starting on Friday, and a lot of great baseball over there.
There will be. Rutherford County has become a hotbed for both baseball and for softball tournaments. They know how to do it. They've hosted the Spring Fling for a number of years, and they have the hotels, they have the facilities to be able to bring in an awful lot of teams that are from Ohio, that are from Southern Illinois, that are from Kentucky. And it's really good for the local teams that are there to see some of that talent that's outside, that they're not having to play each other, beating each other up all the time.
Exactly, and you talk about being able to bring those teams in, particularly those teams from north of here. They're looking to get somewhere warm. They can't necessarily get to the coast like a lot of our teams will go down there for spring break. This is kind of their spring break in a lot of those instances. So the chance for them to get down here and play in warm weather areas kind of helps them get ready for whatever they've got going on when they get back to their home
Absolutely.
areas. So, and last week they had, the Riverdale, the Lady Warrior Classic has gotten huge as well. They do something along those same lines where they play all over Murfreesboro
Yes.
and Middle Tennessee. So this is the 23rd year for the baseball thing, but like you said, they've really kind of brought this thing down to a science, being able to bring a lot of teams in and get a lot of teams, a lot of games in a short period of time.
It also helps with the, 840, I believe, to be able to get to Wilson Central, to be able to get to Mount Juliet, to be able to get to Lebanon and places along those lines very easily from Rutherford County.
Yeah. Softball-wise, big game. As you look at the upcoming schedule, a game that kind of jumped out at me, cross-sectional, cross-district, however you want to put it. Ravenwood goes over to Wilson Central for a Friday game. A couple of perennial powers there. Wilson Central, the defending Class AAA state champion, stepping out of 9 AAA to take on what's traditionally been a pretty good Ravenwood team coming out of 11 AAA.
Those intersection games are very, very beneficial when you have teams that you can compete with. Now, as well as I do, and anybody that's watching, that you're not going to get an awful lot better if you're constantly playing teams that you're going to beat in a run rule situation. So every district, I don't care what it is, throughout the state of Tennessee is going to have a couple of teams that aren't competitive. So to balance that out, you want to be able to, if at all possible, to be able to have a competitive non-district schedule. And so that's what both Ravenwood and Wilson Central are looking for out of a game like that.
So this should be a pretty good one if you get a chance Friday and you've got an off day or you want to go see some good softball. Jump on 840, run over to Gladeville, check out the Lady Wildcats in Ravenwood. When we come back, we're going to catch up with Josh Zettergren, the softball coach here at Ensworth, and later we've got Jason Maxwell, the baseball coach, here on tap. We'll be right back. John Mayer Builders proudly sponsors Mo Patton Sports Videocast. With over 1,500 homes built in Middle Tennessee, John Mayer Builders knows the importance of families and communities. They have numerous business awards to their credit, proving that John Mayer Builders is built to win. Like them on Facebook. John Mayer Builders, our reputation is building.
Southern Athletic Fields originated in 1996 when Bill Marbett formed a company specializing in baseball and softball field materials. SAF has since grown and now has sales reps to cover over 12 states with products servicing many outdoor sports. Southern Athletic Fields takes great pride in working with our customers to achieve the best athletic field possible. Visit our website at www.southern-athleticfields.com or like them on Facebook. Dirt, you gotta love it.
Great teams have talent. They also have the necessary tools for success. BSN Sports delivers these tools whether your team needs uniforms, apparel, or athletic equipment to achieve greatness. Just like a winning teammate, BSN Sports is there for you. Their unmatched service ensures that you have best-in-class equipment for championship-level performance, plus uniforms and athletic apparel from the best brands in the industry to look your best when hoisting your trophy.
The law practice of Allen D. Hall, PLC is grounded in providing exceptional legal services with the utmost trust and integrity. Legal services Allen provides include employment law, confidential investigations, general business law, risk management, and regulatory policy interpretation and drafting. Ultimately, if you need consulting solutions, Allen D. Hall needs to be your choice. Hey, we're back. We're with Josh Zettergren, the first-year softball coach here at Ensworth, who comes up from a pretty good program down in Jackson, Trinity Christian. Josh, appreciate you taking a little time. I know you trying to get a little work done here, but we appreciate you visiting with us for a second.
You bet.
Hey, you were at Trinity. Like I said, Trinity's been a pretty successful program down there in Class A. What was the draw for you coming up here to Ensworth?
Well, you come up here and I think the first thing you see is the facilities. It's a beautiful campus. There's everything you need in order to succeed. Some groundwork's been laid by Kerry Leo, who was here before me, and we're just looking forward to carrying this thing to the next level.
Now, you're also not only just coaching softball, but involved with football as well?
Yeah, that's right.
In what capacity?
Receivers coach.
Okay.
So that's been good to work with those guys and just go all out with them in the fall and get back to these girls in the spring, so it works well.
Well, I guess this is, being a first year, it's going to be a little bit of a learning experience for you with particularly the teams that you have to play and what you're going to be facing on a game in and game out basis.
It is. You know, the girls know a lot more about the competition than me at this point, so it's been great to lean on some of the seniors like Cross and Archdeacon, Reed Campbell. Those girls have been solid, helping leading our team, and also some scouting for opponents and stuff like that. So I'll be leaning on them as we get more into league play.
It's one of the frustrating things from a softball coach standpoint is you don't have time to scout, you know. I mean, it's not like football where you know the tendencies of everybody else. So there's only so much you can do during the week.
It is. It is. And I think to me softball is a lot more about us than football. You know, we're just out here trying to get better, muscle memory and repetition, same as any other sport. So we'll do scouting when we need and just try to get better at what we do every day.
What early in the season, what do you see as some of your strengths?
I think we've got some pretty good team speed. I think we can run a little bit. We're solid in some spots in the lineup, you know, and we've got some young talent, some girls that hadn't played a whole lot of innings but are eager to get better and are like a sponge, just absorbing everything that we do out here. And it's been great to see their progress through a couple of short weeks.
Awesome.
You know, as you said that you don't get to do a lot of scouting, so I'm not sure where this next question goes, but as you look across Division II and look across your region here, who are some teams that you see that you feel like y'all match up with pretty well, or that you're kind of concerned with as you approach them?
You know, it's tough to say at this point. I've been made aware of the schools in Chattanooga, you know, and I know around here in the mid part of the state, softball's getting bigger out east of town a little bit. So, you know, we've got our head down trying to get better at what we do, and really just trying to hone our skills and worry about us more.
You had mentioned the out east. It's interesting. Chattanooga, Baylor girls prep. Baylor, of course, last year state champion, and I think 3 or 4 years in a row, if I remember correctly. But JP2 is another one that is a program that's really on the rise in y'all's division. So where it hasn't really caught on, at least in your division, is far eastern Tennessee. There's not an awful lot that comes out of there. You'll have in this area in Chattanooga is where all of the softball is going to be coming from. So, in fact, you look at the state tournament last year, and it was Baylor's girls prep and 2 other teams that were from that area. So,
well, we definitely got our work cut out for us. I know it's a long climb, and it's just about the process of getting there. I wish we could snap our fingers and be there, but it's
I know that
just
feeling.
not the way it works. So.
You know, coming from Trinity, and again with the success that they've had down there, what do you bring from there into this situation, do you think?
You know, the experience I got in there was wonderful. The program's storied tradition made it tough to leave, but you know, you think about the work ethic. When I was with those girls, they were there every day in January and February getting better. I didn't have to tell them to be there. They were just there. And so I think that's one of the biggest things I'd like to bring here, and building the culture of it's time to work come January, you know, and really year-round. So we're just trying to bring some of the mentality that's a great workers mentality over there. So
you talked about your team speed and some of what you like about this team. Who are some of those folks that kind of have stuck out to you here in the early going here?
You know, Jordan Cambridge is just a raw talent, super athlete, can really run. We'll use Sanaa Hall to get her over, try to put the ball down and run, fast break a little bit. Xavier Williams can really run. She's new to the game, so we've got a long way to go as far as teaching her how to handle the bat. And, you know, we got girls like Reed and Crossan that I mentioned earlier that can move them around the bases. So there's some pieces there to work with.
In this game, it all comes back to pitching. What are you doing in the circle?
We've got Delia Martinez, and she's been great for us. You know, we really need to get some more experience there. She hadn't thrown a whole ton of innings, and Maggie Jackson will get some work in there as well. So we'll be leaning on them heavily. I think we've pitched well in spots early on in the year. Certainly hasn't pitched us out of any games as far as that's concerned. So, you know, we're gonna try to throw strikes and let them put the ball in play and just make plays and try to play great defense behind those girls.
Sounds good. Coach Z, we appreciate you taking some time to visit with us. When we get back, we're going to catch up with Jason Maxwell, talk a little baseball. Taziki's Mediterranean Cafe, Nashville's answer to fast, friendly, healthy comfort food. With a menu featuring assorted grilled meats, fresh veggies, and a dash of inspiration, Taziki's casual dining is perfect for lunch, before a movie, or a dinner featuring laughter and great memories. Originality is our nationality. With 7 Middle Tennessee locations, one of them is near you. Check www.tazikiscafe.com to select your nearest location and next favorite dish. At National Playmakers Academy, developing NPA athletes comes in threes. NPA develops its student athletes' academic, social, and football-specific skills. Next, NPA develops them for better exposure today, recruitment tomorrow, and college education through scholarships for the rest of their lives. We are proud of the outstanding athletes we have developed. We are more proud of the college graduates we have prepared. Work with National Playmakers Academy for developing gifted athletes into productive citizens. As an All-State agent in Murfreesboro, James Knight knows many local families. His knowledge and understanding of the people in this community helps him provide customers with an outstanding level of service. He helps families like yours protect the things that are important: your family, home, car, boat, and more. He's proud to work with a company like Allstate. As a small business owner, he understands the importance of building a solid foundation for the future and developing long-lasting customer relationships. When you leave his office, I hope you'll feel confident, informed, assured, and satisfied in your choices, the way you should feel.
Logo My Logo continually beats the competition by 3 points. Service, expertise, selection. Beyond promotional products, Logo My Logo delivers incredible service to its clients. Their service is only matched by their marketing expertise in presenting their clients in the most professional light. Logo My Logo's broad selection means that their clients have multiple options to communicate their brand strongly. Premier marketing solutions require service, expertise, and selection. And Logo My Logo keeps finding a way to win by those 3 points.
As promised, we are here with Ensworth baseball coach Jason Maxwell, and just a personal thing, one of my favorite guys in any sport, in any arena around here. Jason, I know you're getting ready for a ball game, but I appreciate you taking a little time to talk to us.
Oh, it's great. Thank you guys for coming out. It's always a pleasure.
We were talking off air before we got started, and one of the things that we go back to, you and I, your high school career at Marshall County down in Lewisburg, and I tell people all the time, this is a guy who ultimately made his name as a baseball player. He went on and played at Middle Tennessee State, played in the Chicago Cubs organization. I was at Wrigley Field when he hit his first major league home run.
To my surprise, you were there.
I snuck in on you.
Until you came into the locker room, so that was a pleasant surprise.
I snuck in on you, but and has pursued baseball, obviously, at the high school level, coaching here at Ensworth, but was also a heck of a football player, heck of a basketball player, could have gone and played college ball in either of those if he had wanted to. And, three-sport athletes at this level at this point, you're not seeing nearly as many of them, are you?
You don't see many multiple sport guys. Guys are focusing on one primary sport. It's kind of weird to see that because I'm a fan of playing as many sports as you can because you can get something out of every sport. So when you individualize or sport specific, it's kind of dicey because that's a whole season you're not competing in something. I'm a fan of kids competing or people competing, and then all of a sudden you're not competing, you lose that kind of spark. And that's what you find a lot of times. More times than not, you find that kids lose that spark. Also, when they're baseball specific, you wait from August, September, all the way until March to compete. That's a long time to wait to compete, in anything. So I'm a fan of getting something out of all of it. And then if you're playing football, there's nothing like Friday night football, all right? And then maybe basketball or wrestling or something else during the wintertime. Take those days away, you can't get those back. So I'm a fan of being around people, getting something out of it, and competing.
And Jack, you've coached multi-sports, so you can kind of speak to that as well.
Yeah, there's no question that I think, as Coach was saying, the kids coaching is all about the kids. Right. So the kids get more, and at schools like this, I was at FRA, we've got to share athletes.
Right.
There's just so many that are walking through the halls.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, too many at our school, it has predominantly been soccer. I don't know what it is here, and I'm a girls coach, so that kind of, but it's soccer that has just, it is so pervasive in the Middle Tennessee area and really throughout the South, with kids having this AAU stuff and having AAU coaches that are saying you can't play.
You can't do anything.
This
is it. You're going to lose your spot. You're not going to be recruited.
And it bugs me a lot when they do that. And I don't know about you, but I'll work with kids. If I got a kid that I know can play D1 basketball and they want to play AAU, absolutely.
Right.
That needs to be your number one thing. But come out here and help us. You can run bases.
Do something.
You can do something.
You can do something. And here, we don't have a large number of students, so we have to share sometimes in the spring. We have baseball kids that may run track.
Right. Absolutely.
We have softball girls who run track, softball girls who play lacrosse girls.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to share, and the more of those type of kids we have, they're more important. They're with their classmates. They're helping our school.
Yes.
And then they're enjoying themselves.
Right.
And those are
exactly.
memories you never get back.
And we were talking. My kids were very good soccer players. Jackson, my son, Alex, my daughter. But they played other sports.
Right.
And they played AAU, travel soccer,
right.
but they didn't miss a softball game for my daughter
Right.
in order to do the AAU. Their school stuff came first, and they played AAU to make them better for their high school season, as opposed to the high school season making them better for the
and that's
AAU.
what sometimes you find that the high school season is making a lot of people are using the high school. I'm gonna say specifically baseball. They're using the high school season to prepare for the summer.
Yes.
And and as a high school coach, you put in a lot of sweat and tears out here.
Yeah.
And then when you see that, you receive that. It's kind of tough.
And that's for years I have petitioned the TSSAA for softball to move it to a fall sport. They do that in Georgia, and you don't have nearly the weather concerns. You're coming out of a situation where travel softball has gotten them ready for their high school.
Absolutely.
And so, an awful lot of the stuff that you have to do as a baseball coach, I had to do as a softball coach, is tough indoors in February, trying to find gym space, trying to do all that type stuff. And if softball, if that was a fall sport, you don't have that problem.
You don't have it. Absolutely.
Mo Patton Sports Videocast is brought to you by Snap Laces. Snap Laces' elite lacing system was designed for world-class athletes. They come in hundreds of color combinations so you can perform well and look great at the same time. Buy a set online today by clicking through the top image on mopattonsports.com. LT360 is a health and weight loss company based in Brentwood, led by Coach Scott Oatsvall and Brent High. They have helped more than 700 clients in the last year get healthy, lose weight, and feel better with an all-natural program and simple approach to exercise and nutrition. LT360 offers free health and wellness seminars each week. For more information, visit their website at lt360.com or call them at 615-312-8244. John Mayer Builders proudly sponsors Mo Patton Sports Videocast. With over 1,500 homes built in Middle Tennessee, John Mayer Builders knows the importance of families and communities. They have numerous business awards to their credit, proving that John Mayer Builders is built to win. Like them on Facebook. John Mayer Builders, our reputation is building.
One situation where you won't have to worry about sharing athletes, this summer, you've got a really special opportunity, and again, I'm really happy for you. You're going to be coaching the Team USA U15. 15U.
Awesome. Yeah.
So Jason has worked with those guys the last couple of years in terms of helping select that national team. Last year's team went down and played in an international competition down in Mexico, won gold. Did not actually go to Mexico, did you?
I did not. That was at the start of school, so I actually came back home for school. But this year I've gotten permission from my headmaster and everyone.
Oh, and a few other folks. Mrs. Maxwell, I guess.
Maxwell, she's happy. So
it's great publicity for Ensworth.
It's great. It's a great opportunity for me. I'm really looking forward to working with some of the best players in the country, future major leaguers, to represent our country. It's definitely an honor. Truly blessed to be in the situation.
How do you go about choosing that team?
Well, you have to go to scout. It's a scouting process in June. I'll be scouting in Arizona. I'll be scouting in Florida for a little bit of June, and then we end up finding 40 kids, 40 of the best kids in the United States of America. We bring them to Cary, North Carolina. They have 9 days of grueling trials where they're going through games and waking up early, long days, and we select 20 out of that process, and that's the 20 that we make. Now, keep in mind that you're cutting 20 of the best players in the country.
That's what I was going to say. The kids that you're cutting are probably, it's paper thin, the difference, I would think.
Yeah, it's definitely. We're cutting, I thought last year we mentioned that, we cut some of the best players that you can imagine. And it's difficult. It's a difficult process, but at the same token, you're putting together a team, and you have to find everybody who fits the piece of that puzzle. So you have to find the right pieces. Make sure everything fits. And it's definitely a tough process. It's tougher on the coaches than it is on the players. At the end, the players who don't make it, but it's a tough process.
Yeah,
but it's fun.
Well, I'm happy that you're going to have that opportunity, and you're going over to Japan for an international tournament over there.
I'm looking forward to going to Japan. I learned today that we will be playing on all dirt infields, so we had a conference call, and we're talking about how we're going to prepare our infielders to get ready, and once we go over there to play on all dirt infields.
And in this day and time, for kids playing baseball at that level, That's different.
Change.
And then when you play in Japan, you know, their style of play, they're the running game, they're slap hitters. So when we have to play them over there to get accustomed to their field. So we got some things we're going to put in place before we get over there.
Definitely a home field advantage there,
Definitely a home field advantage.
Yeah.
But we'll be ready. We'll be ready, no doubt, with the coaching staff we have in place, and looking forward to getting to work with these players.
It's awesome.
Jason, I appreciate so
Maurice.
much you taking the time.
My man, always great having you. Thanks for coming by. This is the first time being out here to a baseball game.
Well,
But
I've been
known him-
remiss,
I've
but
known him forever.
I love the opportunity to get out here and see you do what you do.
Absolutely.
Great
Hey.
to meet you.
Great to meet you.
I've heard a lot about you.
Jason Maxwell, Jack Nunley, I'm Maurice Patton. Appreciate you guys checking out Mo Patton Sports Videocast. We'll see you at a ball game.